YouTubers, I am not 100%, hence why there weren't a Raw review following Monday Night Raw. But after getting some rest, I'm feeling slightly better, enough to give you this review. Monday night kicks off with Orton, Brad Maddox and Kane all fighting over the general managership for the night while the McMahons are away. But they are quickly dominated by Vicky Guerrero, the voice of reason, which I found quite sad. We had Kane, this new authority figure, having the chance to run the whole of Monday Night Raw, but instead throughout the night he has to share his power with Vicky and Brad Maddox. Vicky Guerrero quickly makes the match of the Rhodes Brothers versus Randy Orton in a handicap tag. I miss the days where the WWE allowed two or more wrestlers to be in the ring to fight against their opponents. And with a guy like Randy Orton, wouldn't you expect him to be strong enough, brave enough to be in the ring fighting both of them at the same time? But nevertheless, Randy Orton gets himself counted out to two guys who Randy Orton should be higher up above, or feel that he is. But after he gets counted out, Big Show chases him around the ring and chokeslams him through the announce table. This feud between Big Show and Randy Orton, as much as there are reports going round saying how the WWE want to use big guys once again to give them their power in the WWE again, to have the little guys work their way up. As much as I do understand that, Big Show has had a strong career in himself. He does not need all this focus on. If they wanted a big guy, maybe the WWE should have looked elsewhere, brought in a new big guy. But putting this emphasis back on the Big Show, who's had big storylines, I still don't agree with. But nevertheless, Big Show vs Orton could be a challenge coming to Survivor Series. Las Matadores and Santino defeats Union Jacks 3MB. And the only entertaining thing about this, Santino wearing the horns, Cobra wearing the horns, and the Bull. There weren't really anything else to this match. But I do enjoy Santino's involvement in segments, matches, so I was okay with the match. Damien Sandow defeated Kofi Kingston. Yep. You had Damien Sandow chasing John Cena. You had Kofi Kingston moving around the WWE. But I expected more from Damien Sandow tonight. A win over Kofi Kingston. Okay. What are your plans on doing next? Maybe you could continue chasing John Cena instead of just leaving at this. And then we get to the IC Championship match between Dolph Ziggler and Curtis Axel. And didn't you guys notice how much the UK crowd wanted Dolph Ziggler to beat Curtis Axel? It was great to hear, because Dolph Ziggler for quite some time now hasn't had the best reaction, hasn't had the best movement in the WWE. So for him to get so much praise, hope and push here, I loved it. This was very great to see. An okay match. Both guys looked good. And Curtis Axel getting the win. He needed the wins. And maybe my question is, if they're having matches like this, championship matches before Survivor Series, what is going to happen at Survivor Series? Why not save championship matches for your pay-per-view next weekend? Just didn't make much sense there. Tamina defeated Brie Bella before Nikki starts to attack AJ and Tamina, possibly building her way up to the Divas Championship. I really don't care, guys. I do apologise. I'm just waiting for a new diva to spark our interest to make us want to see her go against AJ. And the Bella Twins are just not it. Just not it. Fandango defeats Tyson Kidd. Great. Whoop-de-doo. I was hoping Tyson Kidd's return was to be a positive one, but to lose to Fandango, a character, a guy I have no strong interest in, it's a shame for Tyson Kidd. But here's to hoping Tyson Kidd's return picks up somewhere down the line. Then we get to another handicap match, another handicap tag match, where John Cena defeats the Real Americans. And, you know, it was obvious that the WWE weren't going to have John Cena defeating Antonio Cesaro, so he quickly gets the win on Jack Swagger in the end. The match, though, it got some length. John Cena had the biggest opportunity to put Antonio Cesaro over, either through pinfall, the giant swing, a submission move, but John Cena is just not the guy to put people over, is he? Not really. Even though, what harm would it have done, apart from his World Heavyweight Championship match at the pay-per-view, if he did put Antonio Cesaro over? Forget about Swagger. Swagger locked in his ankle lock a few times, but Antonio Cesaro, if the WWE want to push him, he had the opportunity tonight on Raw. That's all I'm going to say. After the match, you had Langston coming out to save John Cena as Jack Swagger, Antonio Cesaro and Del Rio come to attack. So the WWE hinting later down the line after Survivor Series a Langston Del Rio feud. Not the most jumping for joy feud, but if this is Del Rio putting over Langston in the end, I do hope it is, because we get to a match later though where Del Rio defeats Langston, but nevertheless Langston is a powerhouse. I enjoy seeing him wrestle. I enjoy seeing him just go crazy in the ring. And looking at these two segments, it kind of got me thinking Del Rio and John Cena both have their ideal submission move, the arm lock and the STF. Maybe the WWE could make a submission match going into Survivor Series. I've been saying this for a long time now. Ryback is zilch. His opponents are climbing all over him or walking all over him. I love R-Truth rap, really digging at Ryback, and even Paul Heyman knows how much of a waste Ryback is, as Paul Heyman returns to ditch Ryback. Didn't mention about Curtis Axel, but to mention about Punk. So the Heyman and Punk feud, like I guessed, is continuing, ready for Brock Lesnar's return. Ryback's gone, he couldn't get the job done. Curtis Axel, he couldn't get the job done. So it's all down to Lesnar versus Punk 2. And then we get to the main event, which, oh boy, this sparked a lot of interest. We had Punk and Bryan versus the three members of the Shield. And there was one part of this match that made me feel they could be teasing a possible Shield breakup either at Survivor Series or even later at the Rumble. You had CM Punk doing the go to sleep to Roman Reigns while Ambrose was climbing to his feet. That was only one, but I do feel the Shield have the tendency to break up in the near future. Do I want to see it? After what happened after the match, after Punk and Bryan won, when we had the Wyatt family having a stare off with the Shield, then attacking Punk and Bryan before the Rhodes Brothers and the Usos came down to have a massive rumble, hopefully teasing a big Survivor Series match for the tag team championships between all teams here. That is just a beautiful finish. Yes, it's not the go home show to the pay-per-view, but it was still a very, very good finish. I do really like how they finished this. The finish this Raw got me excited for Survivor Series, got me excited for the tag team division. I felt Kane should have had a more dominant spot. He should have scrapped out Brad Maddox, scrapped out Vicky Guerrero, and took over the WWE for Raw and possibly SmackDown. Please share your thoughts and let's all sit back and watch SmackDown when it comes up later this week. Thank you very much for watching, people, and goodbye.